Hi, I'm Chris George, and this is Watched, where I plan to review things, well, that I've watched.
I got a bad feeling about this.
So this can be anything from films, series, basically anything that I've watched. I'm going to try and make it informative and interesting.
Do or do not. There is no try.
So for the first episode, I plan to review The Last Jedi. I know I'm a bit late to do this, as there's already a lot of reviews out there.
Now's our chance, go.
For the two people that haven't seen The Last Jedi, note, there's going to be spoilers. So anyway, here we go.
When I found you, I saw raw, untamed power.
So first of all, I want to talk about the plot.
It's impossible to really tell the plot because the plot's not that important. It's the experience you feel when you watch it.
So the problem with The Last Jedi was, no matter what story they did, fans of the Skywalker saga were never really going to be happy. A lot of them had their own perceptions of where Luke would be after all these years. And, you know, we all had this idea that Luke would return exactly the way we remember him. So Disney kind of warned us in the trailers and different kind of promotions that this film really wasn't for the old school fans. It's kind of for the new generation.
Let the past die. Kill it.
So when we talk about the plot for this film, it was basically the rebels trying to escape from the First Order. And it was a very, very slow escape. I mean, you had the rebels that were just in front and the First Order coming up behind them. Now the rebels were running out of fuel. And for whatever reason, the First Order couldn't catch him. And this kind of went on and then on. It was very slow and kind of boring.
Boring conversation anyway.
Not the kind of storyline that I would have liked to see in a Star Wars film.
Space is cold. You seem sad.
Then we had a lot of subplots, the main one being the story of Luke Skywalker.
I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you.
Now, no matter what story Rian Johnson decided to come up with for Luke, fans were probably never going to be happy. I mean, it's been a long time since we've seen Luke on the big screen. Last time we saw him, he had just become a full-fledged Jedi Knight.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
So Rian Johnson definitely had his own ideas of where Luke's story would continue from. Now, Mark Hamill did a great performance. I really liked it. But was I happy with the interpretation of where Luke Skywalker was after all these years? And I've got to say, not really. Luke is just kind of a recluse, in hiding, disgruntled, not really happy with the world, just trying to shut the Force out, basically avoid everything that he fought so hard to become.
He wound up grounding me for the rest of the season. You should have been there. It was fantastic.
And seemed awfully out of character. Then you had Finn. Right. He needed to free a janitor, I think she was, and, well, basically go to this casino planet, find a guy that was going to help them hack into the First Order, and then, well, accomplish absolutely nothing. And the only idea that I think the reason that they may have done this was the fact that when they go to this casino world, there was lots of different characters. And you know what that means? Lots of different toys. You could have cut that entire subplot out and it wouldn't have made any difference to the overall film. So the whole Finn and Rose story could have been left out. Everyone's making a big deal of how good a character Rose was. I didn't really see that, honestly. Maybe there was the way they portrayed her, or the story they gave her. It served no benefit to me. I felt they lost his character a bit with how reckless they did make him. Now, in the last film, there was this big build-up. Who is she? Why does she have the Force powers? Now, obviously, everybody was thinking that she was going to be a Skywalker, or maybe a Kenobi. And then it gets to this film, and it's revealed by Kylo that she's a nobody, and she shouldn't even be part of this story. Now I've got to say, I like that. He was probably my favourite character in the whole film. I mean, the way they portrayed him in The Force Awakens, just kind of this reckless kid trying to live up to his grandfather's legacy, but never really actually getting there. Well, in this film, I feel like he did achieve that. which then brings you on to the part of Snoke. And, you know, the part where he kills Snoke. A lot of people were upset by that. They never really tell us who Snoke was. They built up Snoke, all these Force powers, and then Kylo, he's gone. I thought that was actually really good. Sure, he became a throwaway character, but it just shows you Kylo's progression. He managed to overthrow his master. So to me, that actually worked. I don't really need to know more about Snoke. All I know now is he was all powerful and Kylo's taken his place. So at the end of the film, when Luke appears to confront Kylo, I was actually pretty excited. I mean, straight away I thought to myself, he had time to cut his hair and trim his beard. That kind of threw me a bit. And then when he stepped out there, I thought, finally, we're going to see Luke in all his glory. He's going to use his powers. He's going to bring down those walkers with the Force and do something amazing. You know, when the lasers all shot him and he did the whole, that was kind of cool too. But then, you know, when we find out he's a Force projection, I know that's kind of powerful too, but it seemed to have lost a little bit for me. So overall, how am I rating this film? I'm giving it 3 out of 5. I didn't hate it. And I've got to say, it wasn't what I was expecting. I was a little disappointed. The scene where he goes in to see Snoke, and Snoke says to him to take off that ridiculous mask, I thought was brilliant. The part where Leia floated through the air, obviously that was really weird. Why Disney keeps trying to push the character of Maz onto us, like she's someone cool, is totally, I don't understand. I've got to say, I find that character very annoying, and just doesn't really work for me. Star Wars is never going to be what you expect. You grow up with these films, or any story for that fact, then other directors and writers come along, they have their own interpretation, and you know, that's the thing about filmmaking. If I was to make the film, I would probably have a different interpretation that people would hate. So you just got to expect that and go with it. So anyway, I hope you liked the first episode I watched. If you did, be sure to thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'll be doing more reviews like this soon.